40inbox.com here. I'm going to be checking out this video called Cheapest Millionaire Ever by the YouTuber called Sniper Wolf. So I thought this would be a really interesting video to actually check out.
Tuna fish for people, 89 cents. Cat food for cats, 59 cents. I'm just saying.
Wait, did she just feed him cat food? Hold on.
Tuna fish for people, 89 cents. Cat food for cats,
No. No.
59 cents.
And oh god, that is so disgusting.
I just saved 30 cents.
You just saved 30 cents and you gave your hubby, I'm guessing, cat food? Cat food.
All the cheapskates we've seen. I have never seen someone feed their friend cat food.
Okay, so their friend. The question is, does he even know?
To see what she feeds her enemies. Hello friends, it's me, your favorite budget cadet. Back at it again to bring you the cheapest millionaire in the world. This woman makes millions of dollars every year doing the dollar a day challenge.
Wouldn't it be amazing to make millions and millions of dollars a year? But here's the thing, right? What's the point of making millions and millions of dollars a year but not spending your money to live a decent life? Because I don't know about you, but spending money on cat food to eat it or give that to friends or family, not worth it.
This is my family room, and again, this is not the fanciest furniture, but for a family room, it's nice furniture.
See, I don't think the living room really is that bad. TV is pretty bad, gotta say. That TV is like really bad. Uh, it's on a really kind of like cheap, I guess, nightstand. But like overall, the room isn't that bad. I mean, it looks like this is like a $1 million house or like a $500,000 house just from this room alone. So it's kind of weird to like have a house that's worth probably a lot, but you have really crappy items inside it. That kind of doesn't really make sense either.
They were a free gift about 30 years ago. You can't kill these things. You can dance on them.
30 years ago, she got this furniture.
That's some pretty old furniture. But again, the furniture wasn't really that bad. I mean, it wasn't good, but it just doesn't feel like it fits inside the house. Like it feels like it's out of place in that house.
Oh, get your orangutan toes off the coffee table. What are you doing? Her toes are so tired of her cheapskate ways. Release me. They trying to escape.
You can't kill these things. You can dance on them. See how sturdy this is? I got this free from my dad, and I love this table. I've had it for 30 years, and these will outlive me.
I love this table. Proceeds to stand and dance on it. Okay, we get it. Smash like if secretly hoping it would just collapse on her. Table's like, nope, can't take this any longer. I mean,
Well, I wouldn't really wish that on her, but like, again, what's the point of making millions of dollars, but you end up basically in your home have really crappy things? Like, it just doesn't really make sense.
her house is nice, but what is this? I've seen.
I mean, you could literally get like a really nice, like, full-on IKEA setup for not even that much money.
A Goodwill showroom with nicer furniture than this. She got a patio set as a dining table.
Oh, wow. I didn't even notice that. Like this, this setup right here actually is for the outside. That's so out of place. And she's got like, okay, this is the craziest thing, right? Her cat furniture scratching post over here looks better than everything else. That's so weird.
Got an exercising chair in the living room, so she earns over $5 million a year.
She makes over $5 million a year. See, at that point, it doesn't even make sense to do something this cheap, right? Like, at this point, Why are you doing this? Why are you spending the time to be this cheap? Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Here, 5 million, and she refuses to spend over $1,000 a month.
How does she not spend over $1,000 a month? I mean, her mortgage is if she has a mortgage, is probably more than that. Her food bills, like, I mean, okay, we're gonna probably find out later on in this video, but like, how can you not spend over $1,000 per month? I think almost everyone has expenses in total, at least over $1,000 a month.
For what? Girl, you be making $5 million. You could afford to buy a mansion, a Lambo, put your kids through college, and still afford to pay more than $1,000 a month. You are not only just cheap, you are insane.
I would have to agree with that. Because basically, she has enough money coming in that she could do all of what she said, also probably hire a therapist to help her with her odd, cheap mental habit. Uh, yeah. Because again, to me, if I was making millions and millions of dollars a year, like $5 million a year, let's just say for like after taxes, $5 million straight into the bank account, I'd probably have a decent house, decent car, very good health insurance, some fun stuff that I just enjoy for myself, and that's pretty much it, right? Like, I mean, you wouldn't even need to have that much more stuff, right? But you could still have like better quality stuff, right? Because like nothing in this house is of good quality except for maybe that cat scratching post. So again, like this is like really weird, right? Because there's a point where you end up being so cheap that in the long run you're actually spending more money, right? So basically, you're spending like like $5 on like a super cheap pair of shoes, but they tear apart every single month, right? So instead of buying like one good pair of shoes that could last for like years, you spend $5 every single month for years, and that just adds up to way more than what you would have spent on like a good quality pair of shoes. So like that's my way of thinking. It's like she's making the type of money, if she is actually making 5 million a year, to basically spend less money by spending more money up front for quality.
Like mine of this quality would normally cost about 40 to 50,000 with all the furniture and accessories. I spent 32 to 3,800 for everything. There's no need to spend a fortune to look like you have expensive things.
The thing is, I mean, she could have spent like $3,800 at like IKEA and had nicer furniture, nicer looking furniture. Like it doesn't even make sense.
Clothes do not look expensive. When I was growing up, my parents would drive around rich neighborhoods the day before trash day, and if we saw like nice furniture, a nice couch being thrown out, we would go at night, take my dad's pickup truck, and then take it. And let me tell you, my furniture was nicer than that. And we literally got it from the trash.
I don't have a flat screen TV. I got this lovely big box thing.
See, like this is just like a quality of life thing that I just do not understand. Right? What's the point of even having a TV if you're going to go with a TV box instead of a flat screen at this point? Right? Especially nowadays in 2022 at the time of this recording. But this video was made in like 2019 that we're watching. But like there's flat screen TVs that are 55 inches plus that are being sold for under $500. Why would you still have a TV box when you could find a really, really nice, good, large TV for practically no money at all?
It's free. What do I need fancy for?
Yeah, what does she need fancy for? She only makes $5 million a year. You could argue that, oh, she's humble. But like,
But see, here's the thing. Like again, this is the craziest thing about this, right? Because I don't think people really understand how crazy it would be making $5 million a year and what kind of lifestyle that you could technically live, right? She could technically spend $200,000 a year on super stupid stuff. Like she could literally buy a Lamborghini every single year and like just basically destroy it every single year, right? And get a brand new one every single year without it having any impact on her life. Okay? That's crazy, right? That like ratio of income versus potential expenses is insane, right? And she's probably not even spending even $100,000 a year because of how cheap she's being. Like it just it's so odd to see because what is the point of making so much money to then waste all of your time worrying about how much money you are spending? It defeats the whole purpose.
Like, that's so much money. I think you can afford to splurge a little bit. Like, what are you saving it for? She's the type of person to put nobody on her will and just get buried with her money.
Down here, I have.
Which again, she probably is that type of person, which again doesn't make any sense because the government is going to take her money one way or the other.
A VCR. I can get them at the pawn shop
Oh my god. She has a VCR?
for $30 a piece.
She paid $30 for a VCR, but you can't buy a TV? Like, what, 2019 she gonna be watching VCRs? Some people don't even know what those are.
There's some people who have literally never even heard the word VCR and never will ever see a VCR.
It's like if you know what a VCR is. I'm just testing you.
These are great because you can reuse them over and over and over again until they start going.
VCRs are probably one of the crappiest products ever made.
Or the picture goes all wonky on you.
Wait, how old is this video? When I was growing up, we would use VCRs to tape our favorite shows, and then we could always tape over them. It was a good time, right?
When my ex-husband and I decided to divorce, he's got a good heart. He insisted that I keep the house because he knew that if I didn't keep the house, I would move into a hovel of a one-bedroom apartment.
So that's why she can afford this house. It's all because of her ex husband, because her husband was probably a very nice guy and was like, oh my god, if I do not give her the house and let her stay in there, she might literally live in a tent.
And he's right.
Here I was thinking.
That's crazy. That's probably one of the reasons why she got divorced.
She was some self-made millionaire, and she's like, yeah, my husband let me have the house. Y'all should have sold it. What does she need this entire house for? It's just her and her cats.
Amy won't pay anyone to clean her home, so her ex-husband volunteered.
Okay, this is so weird. So you get divorced, and your ex husband knows you so well that you will never pay someone to clean your house. So he, after getting divorced with you, after giving the house to you for you to live in, comes by to clean the house for you. Did he just like get this divorce sort of thing so that he doesn't have to deal with her cheapness? But it doesn't even make sense because he's still dealing with her cheapness.
To do it for free.
Hold up, her ex-husband. Ex. They're not together anymore. Yeah, I'm not gonna clean my house. So the ex-husband who gave her the house is gonna clean her house? What? Am I missing something here? Is this dude just like really, really nice? Or really, really dumb? Maybe
He might just be a simp.
he's still in love with her? Who knows? Also, what kind of lazy garbage person can't even clean their own house? Why you gotta pay somebody to clean your house? Why can't you clean your house? You got two hands, you got 2 feet.
She probably just doesn't even want to spend the money for the supplies that it would take to actually clean her house.
I saw them toes. You could clean your own house.
Maybe you can start and do
To work here.
And don't forget to get under the rim because you miss that a lot.
Because you missed that a lot. You're complaining about how he's cleaning the house when you don't even bother cleaning the house. Like, really?
I had to help her around the house with the cleaning. I do yard work.
He does yard work as well? Oh my god.
I drive her to her appointments some once in a while.
Like, you guys aren't even divorced now. You're together. Like, what is the point of this?
This is like free exercise for him. Keeps him in shape.
What a monster! Just like, oh yeah, clean my toilets. Make sure you get that little spot right there. I always
That is just like such a super weird relationship.
have an accident right there. Yes, my queen. Just the privilege of being in your presence is all the thanks I need.
One of the times that I noticed that Amy was a cheapskate was I came to her house and she asked me, did I want lunch? So I said, sure.
Oh no. And this is where it gets to the cat food. Oh no. Here's the thing. It makes literally zero sense for someone to ever do this regardless of your situation, and the reason being you could get like a pack of I think like 12 pieces of ramen for like $2.34. So why would anyone do this? Like, it makes no sense. Like, this is the point. Because all the other stuff could just be like, like, oh, you're just kind of like crazy ish, right? This one is like, okay, you probably have a mental disorder at this point. If you are willing to give cat food to yourself and to your friends.
She fixed me a tuna fish sandwich.
Tuna fish sandwich.
As I'm eating the sandwich, I'm thinking, this is a little fishy.
These jokes.
What is this?
She didn't even know. She fed her cat food and didn't even know.
Did she just give her cat food? She made her friend cat food. Just mix it with some mayo, sprinkle in some salt and pepper. They'll never know the difference. Hello, Satan.
Honestly, I think mayonnaise would probably be more disgusting than cat food. That's just a personal statement.
Yes, I have somebody for you. Of all the cheapskates we've seen, I have never seen someone feed their friends cat food. I hate to see what she feeds her enemies.
Mike, lunch is ready.
And then I
Oh no.
looked on the countertop and I noticed there were cat food cans.
Here, maybe some tuna fish.
Oh, great.
No, I don't think Amy has actually ever fed anyone cat food.
He cleaned her whole.
No. No, he's in denial. He's actually in denial. She literally just gave him cat food. Oh my god.
Trimmed her hedges, and she gonna make him cat food tuna fish sandwich. Oh, you poor fool. Oh, he's so old, he'll never know the difference. That is straight up rude. What did he do to you to deserve this? Did he cheat on her? Did something happen? Did he buy a pay-per-view movie? Did he buy brand name Cheetos instead of the off-brand kind? Who knows?
Honestly, I probably think that they probably got a divorce because he wanted to spend some sort of money.
Fish for people, 89 cents. Cat food for cats, 59 cents.
Uh,
I just saved 30 cents.
oh, that is so disturbing. Because, like, a 30-cent difference makes, like, literally no sense to be worrying about that when you are making $5 million a year. Like, again, the reality of her situation is she could literally have a pile of 200, 500,000, $1 million. Heck, she could have $4 million in cash every year on the front of her driveway, light it on fire, and still never impact her life at all. Oh my god.
Wow! Amy, you are a terrible person. You know when your dirty dishes have been sitting in the sink for a week and then you walk past.
By the way, I just noticed Sniper Wolf has like so many empty water bottles right there.
Actually, take a big whiff. That's what she looks like she smells like. And you're not just a clown. You the whole dang circus. I just say 30 cents. 30 cents. $5 million, 30 cents.
That's good. Dude, you're eating cat food. Oh.
I can't believe this dude is actually enjoying it. Like, it's not cat food. It's tuna fish. Made with love by my beautiful, generous, gorgeous ex-wife.
Honestly, he just probably doesn't know the difference because, I mean, he's obviously still practically messed up in the head to be still doing stuff for her while they're divorced. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
I get income in a variety of ways. One is managing my rental properties. The other
So she has rental properties.
is managing my investments in a brokerage fund. I don't spend money on business travel. I just think it's a total waste of money because it's not something tangible you get to keep.
I don't spend money on.
But see, here's the thing. Like, this is the thing that doesn't even make any sense to me, right? So you're willing to spend money to get a rental property to the state where it could be rented out, but you are not gonna take care of your own place? Like, you know your numbers. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
On traveling because it's not tangible. I don't get to keep.
Not only that, her income is like recurring money, right? Meaning she's getting money every single month, right? Like this 5 million, whatever that she's making. Like, why is she being so cheap?
That has got to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, you travel, I don't care if it's for business, pleasure, vacation. You don't travel because you get something tangible out of it. You travel for an experience, for memories. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter for her. She ain't got nothing but money on her mind, and mind on her money. Stupid. If only I got like a little souvenir when I travel.
And another way to really look at it, if anyone's ever heard of the term, don't make money your God, this lady basically has done that. She basically has made money itself her God, her idol. And that is a very dangerous thing to believe in.
Maybe I would go on vacation.
I have regular business trips to LA, so I drive my car. My car is a 96 Mustang. It's lovely. Some people call it the Beast.
I'm almost afraid to drive with her in it because you don't know if it's going to break down.
Okay, something.
Now, here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with driving an older car. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, we're keeping in mind that she makes $5 million a year. She could literally buy a brand new Mustang every single month, every single year. So 12 brand new Mustangs a year and still not impact her financial lifestyle at all or her livelihood at all.
Thing has got to be fishy. I don't believe she makes as much money as she says she does. No, I'm not believing it for a second. $5 million is a lot of money. Like, a lot. Like, stupid, life-changing money. She lives worse than somebody making no money. Who gives their friends and family cat food when they come over?
Honestly, that's the truth. She is living like someone in poverty and even less than that, which is crazy.
Either you secretly hate them, or if it's a money thing, that's seriously messed up. Disrespect people by giving them cat food. To save a couple of cents? Amy Elizabeth, let's do some research on you. She has a son.
Poverty sucks. Oh, hold on. Poverty sucks. How to become a self-made millionaire. Does this sound familiar? I'm not really happy. I don't make enough money. I'm stressed out of work. I'm afraid of losing my job. Blah, 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 blah.
Entrepreneur, investor, author, and business consultant. Wow, real nice site if it was 2002. So she made a book called Poverty Sucks.
The thing is, right? It's just like, who would want to really live like she lives? Who would want to take advice from her if they see her living like she is? Like, oh yeah, do what I do so that you too can eat cat food, so that you too can give your friends cat food. What?
130K miles on it. Like, you know what? Poverty sucks. Become a millionaire like me. If
The thing is, like, there's nothing wrong with her being cheap. The problem is her cheapness is at the state of her having a mental disorder, right? There's nothing wrong with driving an older car. There's nothing wrong with having kind of crappy furniture. Like, there's nothing wrong with purposely choosing that because that's just the type of lifestyle that you want to have. But when you're making choices actively that are actually decreasing your quality of life, that's where it gets into a really weird situation.
poverty sucks so much, why you live in the poverty lifestyle? Eating out of cat food cans. Reviews on her book. Stupid book.
Stupid book. Don't waste your money. Feel like a fool for buying a book by this crazy woman. I mean, they didn't spell "for" correctly, but wow.
Feel like a fool for buying a book by this crazy woman. Book called Dating Sucks.
Some other complaints are just pathetic. At one point, she says she doesn't want to meet at a coffee shop with a man, then transitions into a ramble upon not wanting to sit through a dinner at a fancy restaurant with another guy. The expectations she has are unrealistic throughout.
Some of her complaints are just pathetic. At one point, she says she doesn't want to meet at a coffee shop with a man, then transitions to ramble upon not wanting to sit through a dinner at a fancy restaurant with another guy. Wait, what? Why?
And here's the thing, right? Like, why not just wanting to spend time with someone that you like? Is that too much to ask?
Would you not want to meet at a coffee shop and then sit through a fancy dinner? Isn't that the whole point of like meeting and getting to know somebody? What you want? The dude to just like come out of nowhere and propose like, here you go, queen. Here's a 10-carat diamond ring. Can I clean your toilets? Is that what you want?
Once a month, Amy drives 4 hours each way to Los Angeles in her 17-year-old car, and while a flight would cost $250, Amy will only spend $80 on gas and $10 on an oil change.
Wow, she'll
But see, here's the thing. Like, this is the thing that doesn't make sense. The loss in time by having to drive all the way down there could mean that she's making less money on the long term because instead of trying to make more money, she's constantly trying to save money. Like, this is the problem with her thinking is like she's at the point where her being so cheap is actually costing her more money long term.
spend $90 to go to LA and back. I'm surprised she spent any money at all. I mean, at least she didn't hitchhike.
Wow. So yeah, you're just completely bald on that. Wow. Along with the tires you need, we got the windshield issue, we got the belt issue. I feel very uncomfortable letting you leave with the car in this shape. Hey Mike, this is Amy. Listen, I need you to come get me at this stupid garage. They say I can't take the car away because it's unsafe on the road.
So they're like, no, you can't drive to LA in this. It's not safe. There's no tread left on your tires. She's like, hello, ex-husband, come pick me up.
That's also a weird thing. Why is she calling her ex-husband?
Need a ride to LA. This stupid truck that I can't
I honestly think that her ex-husband is probably like a slave to him.
drive my car, and I need a ride, so come get me. And by the way, did you get that spot behind my toilet? I accidentally pooted behind there.
I'm gonna have my ex-husband come and pick me up, and he's gonna take me to the airport. I'm determined to get to my business meeting tonight. I'm on my way to the airport right now, and I'm gonna bum a ride for free.
Amy has dated pilots in the past, so she knows her way around airports. Try to find a pilot that's got an empty plane or something like that, and entice them to give her a ride.
Did he just basically try to say that she is willing to do certain things to get a free flight? Wow. So you would drop your morals to that extent just to save like $100, 150, $200? Really?
You know, there's a word for that. I think we all know what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna convince a pilot to give me a free flight. I didn't even know that was a thing. You could just go to the airport and just be like, hey, any of y'all pilots, y'all got some seats on your plane? She gonna show up with her toes dangling off of her sandal. Any Anybody got a free ride?
Okay, why don't you wait here and let me show you how it's done.
Wait here. Oh, why? Is there something you can't show us?
Hi there. How you doing? Good. How are you? Are you a pilot?
Yes, I am.
Oh, terrific. Well, I need to get a flight to LA. I'm desperate to get there today because I have a business trip and I need to get a free flight.
The guy out here, you might see him. His name's Mike.
I see a plane.
Wow.
Is she actually going to be able to pull this off? Like, this is so weird.
Oh, who knew? You could.
How can she convince people to keep doing things for her when she literally does nothing for them at all?
Could just go up to like the airport hangar, be like, "Hey, anybody got a free flight? Can I bum a free flight?" That's a thing. And these dudes are actually like, "Oh yeah, we got this dude, this dude." Meanwhile, us over here paying for flights.
You really can't stick out your thumb and get an airplane ride. Once in a while, they get lucky and find someone who's headed where they want to go.
Just coming out to an airport, they could ask people that are going up and doing test flights or break-in flights. It's just being lucky and being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
So some people can actually do this. But again, you're spending all this time so that you could hitchhike on a flight. Why? When you're making 5 million. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
I'm not sure if this is like a good idea. What if they take you in the middle of nowhere and end you and your cheapish ways? But I guess she found her flight. She got it for free. She walked in there so confident, like, watch me do my thing.
When I go to these extremes and people see this, I think it annoys a lot of them, but I don't care.
This is either an addiction, this is either a mental disorder, or she views this like her own personal game of trying to be as cheap as possible. Where like she gets enjoyment, like she gets satisfaction from her being so bloody cheap.
Saves money. If you don't understand that, I don't know how to speak to you.
I don't know how to speak to you, ma'am. You literally just got a free flight. Well, meanwhile, my whole life I've been paying for my flight. Okay, I guess she don't know how to speak to a lot of people. Of course, people are gonna be mad. She makes millions of dollars and is gonna get free flights, and everybody making way less than her still gotta pay for their own flight.
This is how millionaire cheapskates live. By the way, I forgot to ask, but can I get a ride home too?
I don't even know what's.
Wow. One thing's for sure, she's definitely good at communication, but at the same time, like, it just doesn't really make any sense for anyone in their right mind to do something like this because most people couldn't even think of ways to spend $5 million a year. Okay? Most people, right? And here's the thing, you could probably live the life of your dreams only spending 75 100,000 a year of your dreams. And the reason why I say that, at like $100,000 a year after tax, you could take private flights, you could fly on private jets for like renting like really short hours, like 15-minute flights or like an hour flights. Like, people don't know this, but you could actually ride private for very cheap in your local area. You could basically buy, in quotes, whatever car you have. You might have to lease it, you might have to take a loan out. So basically you might be spending 1 to 2 thousand a month, but you could technically do that. I would not recommend anyone doing that, but you could, meaning you could technically drive whatever car you actually want without hurting yourself financially. You could basically live in whatever house that you basically want, right? You could live in a mansion making $100,000 a year after tax, right? Of course, it depends on, your location. But in most places around the world and in the States, 100,000 a year after tax, you could basically live in whatever house, apartment, property, whatever, right? You could pretty much buy whatever clothes you want. You could buy whatever jewelry you want if you want that. You could go travel wherever you basically want. You could go out with your friends, family, all that kind of stuff. You could take care of your family and friends and all that kind of stuff. You could buy awesome gifts for your friends and families. And that's at like $100,000 after tax, right? You could basically check off basically every bucket list item goal that you want for your life. At $5 million a year, like what you can do with that is practically unlimited, right? And like you would have to force yourself to spend all that money. So going this cheap literally makes no sense, right? Because here's the thing: personal finance is personal, whatever you like, blah, blah, blah kind of stuff. That's really where it matters. But if you just follow this very simple personal finance principle in spending less than what you make and staying debt free, you could live an amazing life at pretty much any income. Which, by the way, if you want to learn how to get out of debt, go to 40inbox.com. But it just doesn't make any sense for someone to do something like this unless they have a mental disorder, addiction, or they just purely think that this is the best game that gives them satisfaction and enjoyment that they have access to, right? Like this is the only other way. Like, it just doesn't make any other sense. Feel free to give your thoughts if you stumble upon this. It's just wow, just wow.